everyone, it's Nicole and I have another layout using the March Scraptastic kit. This is the 12th layout using this kit. It took me this is the 11th layout using this kit. It took me 56 minutes to complete, and I'm showing you some of the products that I'm going to be using. I kind of brought up all the pattern papers close up there. There was that black and white from Glitz, and I'm going to color it in using some watercolors. And these watercolors I just bought at Michael's. They were like $6.99, and I'm just going to use those because that's really the only watercolor that I want. There's some watercolors that I'm kind of eyeing at Simon Says Stamp, and I'm just waiting for them to get back in stock in order to get them, because there's a few things that I'd like to try out, and I'd like to have some good quality watercolors. And for National Scrapbook Day, I tried coloring in a camera on a Project Life card, and I didn't really like it at all. So I thought I'd try something else and see if I would like it a little better. And these flowers, I found they were a little plain. They're just white paper with the kind of roses just kind of scribbled on, and there's no color except for the one rose that's red. But I want to use this paper as on more than one page. Like, I don't want it to be the background. So I took that chevron paper that I'm going to use on this layout, and I'm kind of matching the colors to the palette on that chevron paper, and I'm finding colors that are matching in my palette, my watercolor palette, and I'm coloring a whole bunch. I don't know how many I'm going to use at this point, but I just want a whole bunch of them, and then I'm going to let them dry, and then eventually I'm going to cut them out and use them as embellishments on my layout. So I'm going to put that water paper, or the watercolored paper aside. I mounted my photo on some black cardstock, or I'm going to do that right now. I did, I don't know, 6 minutes of the recording, and when I went to check, there was only 13 seconds tape, so I had to start all over. And I went to get those Amy Tangerine word stickers or thickers, and I'm going to use the word seriously out of it. And I figured, I'm at layout 11, and I've barely used any of those thickers, and usually I do between 20 and 25 layouts, let's say, per kit. So if I don't start using them soon, I'll be done using the kits, and I'll still have tons of those titles. So I figured that I was going to start using them. Now I'm cutting out the chevron, and I just decided on a few colors, but even though the flowers are different colors, it's okay, because the Project Life that I decide to use also has some flowers, and it has different colors in it. I'm going to put some quick dry adhesive on that wood frame that we got in the kit, and it says Adventure. I glued it on a Project Life card, and I'm going to use it as a base for gluing down some elements. And I want to use those Jenny Bolin wood buttons, and Mercy Tiara used it in that fashion too. She just kind of used up all of them in one little spot. I've used a couple on other layouts, and I think I kept one or two for another layout, but most of them are there. I just want them used up because, again, I'm at layout 11, and I just like the wow factor too that it kind of puts next to the photo. And I'd rather have all of these on one layout too, because then I can kind of put it at the beginning of an album, and I don't have to worry about it crushing other papers. But if you were using them on multiple layouts, then it's in a lot of layouts. So I'm going to take a few minutes, and I'm going to cut out all those watercolored flowers. And I'm just going to do a few, and then I figured, just wait till the battery dies, and then you can do that while you're waiting for the battery to charge up, and just keep going on the layout. So that's what I'm going to do at this point. I'm looking for, I'm going to cut them all out of the pattern paper first though, And at this point, I decide on using the word seriously. I'm looking for some wax paper so that I can put the word on. And the title is just going to be Seriously Silly, because every time they would see any kind of, like this was with the frog, you know, and it was right in front of Rainforest Cafe. So we'd be forever stopping and taking silly pictures in front of all these things that, and in Niagara Falls, there's tons of stuff that you can take pictures of along Clifton Hill. There's so many things. So I had taken the thickers that came in the kit, the gray ones, and wrote out the word silly. And then I thought, no, I'd like to do something else. I want to use the Daily Flash Alpha that came in the kit, but they were just too little. So I'm going to put them back. I'm going to look for a different alpha. I'm going to try that. Still don't like it. So I'm going to go back to those gray alphabets, because they just, I didn't want two script letters to do the title, because you know I like to make my title so that they're different. One, I like that they're different colors, and two, I like that it has a different font, I guess. So the word seriously is sort of a written font, and then the word silly is blocky. So I like that. Now I had one wood veneer camera left, and I'm going to use it on this layout. And then I had bought the extra wood veneer for this kit, and it's apart from it, like it's just an extra purchase that you can do, and it has all the wood veneers from all the, like from the Project Life, from both different kits. And I like buying the extra wood veneer because I love using wood veneer, and their wood veneer is very different. And I think the only way you can buy the only way you can buy the wood veneer is if you're a member. And then that option pops up for you that you can buy extra. So now I'm going to start gluing everything down. This page is not going to be super, embellishment heavy, because those blings kind of make a statement on their own, So I don't want to put too many other things with it. I'm going to glue everything down, and I'm going to glue everything too far to the right. So I'm going to have to pull everything up and move it over, because there's just not enough room for that frame with the bling. I'm going to cover up one of the girls, and I don't want to do that. So I'm just going to move the whole thing over to the left. And of course, I'm going to have, instead, if I would have just put that frame right away, I would have noticed right away that everything is scooched over to the right too much. See, right there when I try, oh, not enough room. Got to move everything over. And at that point, I had 4 things glued down. So off to the left it goes, and then we'll try this again. So some of the stuff I'm going to have to put ATG tape on it, and some of the other stuff I hadn't pushed down on it yet. Like once I know where everything's going to be, I just kind of run my hand right over top, and it just really solidifies the ATG, and then it's really hard to lift it up. But until you do that, ATG is pretty forgiving. I glued down the frame with some quick dry adhesive, and then there was a little wood veneer that came in that extra kit that I bought, and it said photo, and it's sort of a roundish wood veneer, and I thought it looked well with all those bling, because the blings have the wood veneer around it. And now I'm going to start gluing down those cut flowers. And I'm using them as the base of my embellishment clusters. You know how I usually use doilies? In this case, I'm using the flowers. It came to a point that I don't think there was a layout that I did that didn't have a doily, so I'm kind of trying to take a little break from the doilies and trying to find other elements to build my clusters on. So I'm using labels, I'm using a lot of Project Life cards, and in this case I'm using flowers. But don't get me wrong, I still love those doilies, but I'm just trying to use different things to build my clusters on. I had a die cut that said life captured, and it looks like a funky label. So I cut it in half. I put it at the top and the bottom of the layout, and then I have another camera that I added to the top of the layout, and I'm just adding some quick dry adhesive in behind and gluing them down. There was another roundish wood veneer that had a heart on it, so I'm going to glue that to the layout. And now I'm going to put down the title. And while I'm doing that, I just want to welcome all my new subscribers. I've had a ton in the last week, and if you're brand new, this is my 255th scrapbook process video. So grab a cup, make a pot of coffee and go back to the very beginning and start watching them. Or if you'd rather watch them by collection or kit, I divide everything in playlist. So you can go see the playlist, and I'll have a I have a playlist for all I used to be a Studio Calico member, so all the videos for that. But don't despair if you're not a member of a kit. Just go through your stash and see, put together a kit of your own, and then you can use the layouts as a sketch, or as an idea to get your own layouts done. So welcome, and also just check out, it should be before this video, I have a giveaway of some sprinkle vellum from Doodlebug that was donated from Catherine Scraps, or Catherine from catherinescraps.com. So check that out. Make sure that you get your name in there, and the way to do that, you watch all the 8 videos that is related to the Modern Miss kit. Leave a comment and your name will be put in the draw. So you could be put in the draw up to 8 times. So make sure that you do that for a great chance to win some of that awesome, amazing vellum. And I just, to get back to the video, I used one of my markers from Stedler and their Tri Plus fine liner. And I got mine at Staples, but you can get them at Michael's. And now I sprinkled my layout with inky black and red. And then I'm going to stamp. I'm going to take my 7 Gypsy stamp, and I'm going to stamp the word evidence a few places on the layout. And I love doing that. I love adding that little extra thing in the background. And also, on another note, I've been uploading a video almost every day now for probably a month and a half, and I would love to keep up that pace, but I have a bunch of commitments that I have to do for May and June, and what I'm hoping to do is at least once every 2 days. We'll see how that goes. I just have a bunch of stuff to get done, and I'm working a bunch of overtime. I'm going to try and do it once every second day, because I still plan on scrapbooking. I just don't think that on my days off I'll be able to do 3 layouts like I've been doing lately per day, because I have a bunch of stuff that I need to get around the house and a few other things. So we'll see. I'm hoping, my commitment is to myself, is still to get 240 layouts done this year. And I just finished layout 94. So I'm doing good. I'm on track. So that's good. And there I stamped the word evidence in a few spots. I'm going to show you a few close-ups of all the different clusters. And thanks to everyone for all your amazing comments. And again, welcome to all the new subscribers, and welcome to my loyal subscribers that have been here with me for a year and some, and leaving comments all the time. So thank you so much to everybody. I plan on having a bunch of fun again for the rest of the year. So thanks for watching. Bye.